Ladies, whoever's on the board, please stand up this evening. We have very prestigious women from Anne-Marie DeCola Truck, Christine Chippenoy, Wells Fargo, Beth Savanti, Ackerman Zip, Erin Bites, Carmel.
Ackerman Centerfit, I just need to correct that.
Okay, sorry, Laura Walker, Citibank. Nicole, we love you, Brickmar, and thank you so much for coming. But getting back to Faith, she is not only on our board, I'm thrilled to announce she is going to be on the board of CREW. We're going to announce it next week at the CREW Delegates meeting in Texas and our conference in Dallas, Texas. That's it, babe. So we're going to do many exciting things again on the NYCREW level and on the CREW level. Faith, as you know, she's the chairman of the retail group at Douglas Elliman Real Estate, the very prestigious retail broker and consultant in New York, but also in the world, maybe a little bit. Some will say absolutely. Her deals have remade our cities, but my pleasure is to lead her in the discussion of the most powerful women whose projects are remaking the New York skyline. And thank you so much this evening for joining us.
Okay, let's go. Come on, I kept them waiting all evening. They've been patient, their families have been patient. I gotta tell you a little history. We did this a couple of years ago. 2 years ago, we did it with, they can hear me, believe me, they can hear me in Texas. The only reason I'm going is we're all looking for Texas. Anyway, okay, so anyway, a couple of years ago we did it with Lisa Silverstein and Helena Durst and one of Andrew Ocean, and it was wonderful. But really, we did this, and it was 20 years ago. A long time ago with NYCREW, and it was a wonderful panel. And we also had Beth, and we had Connie Milstein, and it was a luncheon, and there were 500 people. And also, once again, the families came and they supported us and they brought tables. So I said, we have to do this again. So we're all back together. Okay, so here we are, and now we're going to learn what's really, really going on. Are you ready? No, look at who's looking. I left all the trick questions.
Your mother is here. I don't even have a family member. Your whole family is here. She's not going to upset you.
I was already told by your mother what not to ask her. And let me tell you this, if you think you're afraid of the fathers, you should be more afraid of the mothers.
That's why Mama is here.
All of that. That's it. So, let's start this way. Amy, give us the state of the market. This year, for me, let me tell you this year. And I've been through several downturns and navigated. This has been a really different time. What do you say?
Well, tell me if you can hear me without the mic.
No.
Also, I'm very shy, so I'm sure you can.
Louder?
Louder? I guess you need it.
Can you, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, hi, Jen, thank you. At Rose Associates, we've seen an extraordinary last year and a half. Our rent, so we are, I'm sure you read our bio, but we are mostly luxury rental, high-rise developers. And one of the things that we have seen is we have already surpassed the height of the market in 2007. Our rents in our new projects are just breaking all sorts of records and the projections, so that's a good thing. Let me knock on this wood. And our vacancy rate and our, everything is up for us. And New York is really flourishing, and we all are benefiting from that. So I think the state of New York City real estate has never really been better. So we're thrilled. And more. No, don't ask me. I think,
You were flowing.
I'll tell you, after Bloomberg, we never make a political stand here, but I think New York is just become, as we've all seen, continues to be a world-class city. In the last 12 years, from Giuliani and Bloomberg, you know, this city is safer, the city is cleaner. We have, as I was talking with Bill earlier, we have new companies and new businesses that have never been here before, really, in the way we've had in technology and startups, and they're all over the place. The boroughs where we're in. I think we're going to be fine and great. You better. We're all here. We all needed to. It's New York.
Well, I hope so. And Samantha, what are you working on? Tell us what you're working on.
Do I do?
Here, take this.
We'll just keep passing it.
Hello.
So I've been working on the Greenwich Lane, which is our condo in the West Village, and it is 200 units. And we opened almost 2 years ago our other condo project, 130 West 12th Street, and sold out in 8 months. It was 42 units, and so I'm really excited. As Amy was saying, that basically the market is really strong right now, and it's really exciting to be about to open our project to a market that is really hot.
Well, that's downtown, and it's just been incredible. I mean, we see that in the retail rents. We were making deals on Bleecker Street, the $75 a foot, and now it's $700 a foot. So it's pretty, it's pretty impressive. It really is good. Sherry? Yes, I can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Does working in a different, a mature company present conflicts among the generations?
Of course it does.
Oh, you're telling us the truth now. This is not dinner talk.
Here's,
Okay.
well, dinner talk is a whole different kind of truth.
Okay.
But, yes, we have some generational issues, of course. Our business has changed pretty dramatically as time has moved forward. I'm sort of in a bit of a different role today than I ever was before. I used to run the real estate brokerage company that we had here. My sister still actually handles all of the rental units that we still own here in the city. And like Amy said, it's been a wonderful, wonderful time. But, the state of the market has changed. We were lucky enough to sell some of the real estate right at the peak, and my role has sort of changed with that. Being a third generation person, you have to sort of be dynamic and roll with how things happen, and all of a sudden I ended up managing some liquidity, as opposed to just the real estate. So although we started as a real estate development company, and a management company, and brokerage company, there's more to it than that. And each of us takes on our own role, and there's
Was
always...
someone in the family doing that role before you?
I don't think that anyone even thought about this role. I have a finance degree. I've got my, I've got the pedigree. I have, I didn't know what a basis point was. Did anybody know what a basis point was a few years ago? I mean, all of a sudden we're talking about a whole different life than we used to talk about. So now, really protecting the assets and protecting the wealth generation is a huge responsibility, and that's really the role that I am now
Are you
playing.
doing that yourself or the other team?
You know who my team is? My father. My father is 75 years old, and I can't keep up. I'm not kidding.
Tell them what they said today, what he said about getting...
About getting here?
Yeah.
He said, what do you think, you're going to get a cab? I think you better get over there right now, let's go, come on. I had a beautiful sweater on, I was sweating, it was not good. But now I'm in my full glory, because I had to be, because it was a little...
So how long have you been doing that role?
Well, 2008 changed the world and my life dramatically. In 2005 and 2006, some of the partners that we had really wanted to take some offers that we had on some of the buildings that we had built. And as a result, result, we had all this liquidity. It's called a liquidity event, if anybody wasn't familiar with the term, because I wasn't. And then all of a sudden, as I was looking at where the liquidity was, it sort of dawned on me that the numbers weren't really changing. So as the world was losing 35% on the S&P, for example, we weren't changing. But that's because there are things called gates and locks and all kinds of different, things in private equity and hedge funds that you're not necessarily aware of. And I ended up sort of being scared to death and having to learn for my own satisfaction how it is that certain people knew how to get out of the market and how to protect the wealth that we had acquired, that we were lucky enough, that my grandfather, my father, and my uncle were lucky enough to build. So that really became a role that I developed into as a result of necessity and fear. And I happen to love reading economics. I don't know why nobody else does, but I love it.
Okay.
I do.
Maybe you find it exciting.
I do.
Okay. Are you leaving your daughter? Well, I don't know where basis was.
She's 8 years old and she understands that a bull market goes up. And that's really, that's really, it's quite an achievement for an 8-year-old.